Okay, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the regular session for Wednesday, June 23rd. I'll call the meeting to order at 5:15 p.m. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Drill, would you please conduct the roll call?
Certainly. Mr. Castine.
Present.
Mr. Conroy.
Here.
Mr. Hall.
Here.
Mr. Henry.
Here.
Mr. Hughes.
Here.
Mr. Kretzer.
Here.
Mr. Perrier.
Here.
Mr. Potiker. Here. Mr. Timmons.
Here.
And Ms. Waldron.
Here.
All legislators have received a copy of the stenographer's minutes of the June 9th, 2021 regular session meeting. If there are no additions, deletions, or corrections, I will entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented. I have a motion by Legislator Hall, second by Legislator Hughes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right, let's get to the most important thing of the night. At this time, I'd like to present Macy Hostler of Shazy Central School. She is here tonight to join us to accept the OTV Scholarship from OTV. I'll give you a little information about that. Here, for a minute, Macy. Each year, the OTV committee awards 2 scholarships to a student attending SUNY Plattsburgh and Clinton Community College. The student selected must have a grade point average of at least 85%, has demonstrated leadership abilities, especially involvement in community activities, and has taken part in a minimum of 2 extracurricular activities, with at least 1 being non-sports related. I believe Legislator Waldron presented the second award last night at Saranac, is that correct?
Yes.
So the second one was presented by Legislator Waldron. The county received many applications and is certainly proud to present Macy Hostler, who is with her mom Angela, with this award. Macy, step right up here. There's your certificate. You keep that someplace. And there is the scholarship itself. During her high school career, Macy completed 2 years of CV Tech in Allied Health, where she excelled and was inducted into the CV Tech National Technical Honor Society. She plans to pursue a career in the health field. Macy was also a member of the National Honor Society at Shazy Central School, and she graduated Saturday. So you're an alumnus. And so congratulations, Macy, on behalf of the Clinton County Legislature, and certainly OTV. Well done, and congratulations.
So Macy and Mom, I know you're very civic-minded, but we will not think any less of you if you stand up and exit right now.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming. Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Congratulations.
This one's on record, it's the 4th time they've recorded her in the last 8 days.
I will now recognize those in the audience who wish to share their thoughts and concerns with the legislature. Please raise your hand. If you wish to be recognized, state your name and address for the record. And in accordance with the rules of order, all speakers will be limited to 5 minutes. Is there anyone who wishes to speak from the audience? You'll get your chance from the audience. No? Okay. Tonight we have a public hearing on a grant application to the New York State Office of Housing and Community Renewal under the CARES Act grant program. I would like to ask the clerk of the board to read the notice of public hearing.
Public hearing notice. Clinton County will hold a public hearing on June 23rd, 2021 at a meeting of the Clinton County Legislature in the legislative chambers located at the Clinton County Government Center, 137 Margaret Street, 2nd floor in Plattsburgh, New York, for the purpose of hearing public comments on Clinton County's community development needs, and to discuss the possible submission of 1 or more community development block grant CDBG applications for the 2021 program year. The CDBG program is administered by the New York State Office of Community Renewal and will make available to eligible local governments approximately $60 million for the 2021 program year for housing, economic development, public facilities, public infrastructure, and planning activities, with the principal purpose of benefiting low and moderate income persons. Clinton County is proposing to apply for approximately $200,000 for nursing home air quality and sanitation improvements and vaccine education and outreach to be performed in the 2021-2022 grant period. The hearing will provide further information about CDBG program and will allow for citizen participation in the development of any proposed grant applications and/or to provide technical assistance to develop alternate proposals. Comments on the CDBG program or proposed projects will be received at this time. The hearing is being conducted pursuant to Section 570.486, Subpart I of the CFR, in compliance with the requirements of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974 as amended. The location of the hearing is accessible to persons with disabilities. As special accommodations are needed for persons with disabilities, those with hearing impairments, or those in need of translation from English, those individuals should contact Glenn Cutter, Clinton County Planning Director, at area code 518-565-4600, or the Clinton County Government Center, 137 Margaret Street, Suite 208, Plattsburgh, New York, 12901, at least 1 week in advance of the hearing to allow for necessary arrangements. Written comments may also be submitted to Glenn Cutter at the above-mentioned address until June 25th, 2021.
Thank you, sir. I will entertain a motion to open the public hearing. We have a motion. I have a motion by Legislator Hughes, second by Legislator Walden. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Is there anyone present in the audience who wishes to address the board regarding this matter? If so, state your name and address for the record, and in accordance with the rules of order, speakers will be limited to 5 minutes on this topic. Anyone who wishes to speak during the public hearing? Anyone? I will entertain a motion to close the public hearing from no one. I have a motion by Legislator Hall, second by Legislator Perrier. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing is closed. We will now go to committee reports. I will call on the chairperson of each committee in alphabetical order by committee, starting with Buildings and Grounds.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Buildings and Grounds Committee met on Monday, June 14th. James Cleveland, the Superintendent of Buildings and Grounds, was present to discuss the Government Center roof replacement bids and the resolution awarding the project. Resolutions 435 through 437 have been placed on the agenda as a result of the committee's recommendations. The Buildings and Grounds Committee meeting scheduled for Monday, July 7th, July 12th has been canceled. End of report.
Thank you, sir. Children and Family Services, Legislator Potter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Children and Family Services Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Children and Family Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, July 6th at 5:15 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Economic Development and County Operations, Legislator Walden.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Economic Development and County Operations Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Economic Development and County Operations Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, July 14th at 4 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Finance, Legislator Timmons.
The Finance Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Finance Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, July 7th at 5:15 p.m.
Thank you, Rob. Health, Legislator Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Health Committee has not met since its last regular session. You might notice the Director of Public Health, John Canosa, isn't present tonight because he's been given they did such an outstanding job. I'm going to do his little summary for him.
We expect a lot out of you.
Yeah, well, it's big shoes to fill.
I know.
They really knocked it out of the park during COVID. So, there have been 2 lab-confirmed cases since June 14th. As of Tuesday, June 22nd, there was 1 active case in isolation and 3 individuals in quarantine. There are about 100 to 300 tests being completed daily in the county. Second dose vaccination clinics were recently held at Shazy Central School, Northern Adirondack, Saranac Central School. On Thursday, July 1st, the health department will provide first and second dose vaccines at 133 Market Street location. Mr. Canosa also reported his staff has been working on work plan preparation and a preliminary budget for the school testing project to be completed as part of the $2.24 million grant funded project recently provided by the New York State Department of Health. The Health Department intends to contract and partner with Champlain Valley Educational Services to complete the bulk of the school coordination and collaboration work for the project over the summer. The next Health Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday, July 7th at 4:30 p.m. End of report.
Thank you. Human Services, Legislator Burrier.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Human Services Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Human Services Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, July 6th at 4:15. End of report.
Thank you, sir. Personnel. The Personnel Committee has not met since the last regular session. The next Personnel Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Thursday, July 8th at 4 p.m. Plattsburgh International Airport and Legislator Hall.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Plattsburgh International Airport Committee met on Tuesday, June 22nd. Chris Craig, the airport director, was present and reported the runway has officially reopened and will resume airline operations on Wednesday, June 23rd. And I will say the planes flew out of there today. It was nice. Mr. Craig also discussed several resolutions, including awarding bid for rehabilitation, taxiway, A pavement, and general aviation apron phase 1 construction project. The fixed base operation FBO interviews were conducted on Wednesday, June 16th, and there will be a decision made soon on the selection. Resolutions 438 through 442 have been placed on the agenda upon the recommendation of the committee. The next, and gentlemen and ladies, pay attention. The next Plattsburgh International Airport Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for July 13th at 4 p.m. July 13th at 4 p.m.
Original July 28th, now July 13th.
And the reason for that is, if you look at that calendar, that gives you 2 weeks off in the summer to enjoy yourselves. End of report. Thank you,
Thank you very much.
It also allows resolutions to be considered at the singular regular session scheduled for the month of July. So we have the meeting before that regular session.
I mean, I know this has been a busy couple of months for you, but again, you and your committee, Chris Craig, everybody involved in that airport rehabilitation done just a great job, so open on time. As you say, what, on time, on budget?
Yes.
You can't do much better than that, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
Public Safety, Legislator Castine.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the Public Safety Committee has not met since the last regular session. The committee was polled on resolutions 443 through 450 on today's agenda. Resolutions 444 and 447 have been withdrawn and will be discussed at the next Public Safety Committee meeting, which is tentatively scheduled for Thursday, July 8th at 5 p.m. End of report.
Excellent, thank you. Transportation Committee, Legislator Kretzer.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The Transportation Committee met on Monday, June 14th. Shannon Thayer, the planning technician, was present to discuss a resolution authorizing a multi-year contract amendment with Champlain Valley Advertising Agency, along with discontinuing blue bus tokens and altering day passes. Carl Weiss, the highway superintendent, was present to discuss two resolutions, as well as the Square Dashna Road Bridge in the town of Saranac. Resolutions number 451 through number 453 have been placed on the agenda upon recommendation of the committee. The committee was also polled on resolution number 454. The next Transportation Committee meeting is tentatively scheduled for Monday, July 12th at 5:15 p.m.
Thank you very much. Legislator Castine, you had something that you wanted? Or, I'm sorry, Legislator. I looked right at you and said Galvin. Legislator Conroy.
Yes.
You had something you wanted to add?
Thank you very much. I just had a couple of comments. First of all, yes, congratulations to Bobby Hall and to everybody on the progress at the airport. It looks like we're going to have dodged the bullet of, none of us wanted to close the runway to resurface it, and it kind of worked out with COVID, and now we get to have it open. And I think things are looking really good at the airport. I am excited to see who we end up getting to replace Renee McFarland, because I think her position is important out at the airport. We do, but the main thing I wanted to talk about tonight was an idea that I wanted to have everyone think about for a minute. all the years that I've been here, for probably 6 years, this has been something that I thought was a good idea, and I think right now might be a good time to consider implementing it. Whether you're looking from the standpoint of Clinton Community College, or public safety, or economic development, or quality of life, I think we should take $80,000 from our tobacco settlement fund, of which I think there's $120,000 in it now, and we get another $50,000 in April. I think we should write a check and present it to the city. I think the city should open the gates to the beach to all 80,000 people in Clinton County. And I think we should also be welcoming to those in Vermont, Lake Placid, and Quebec by allowing them to park there. And then I think the city could probably do fine making money, renting to vendors down there that could make money, or also putting paid parking up close. Anyway, I think this would be a good year after COVID, especially with the borders still closed. I don't think we should be marginalizing people from our #1 beach in the Adirondack coast. And I think the gates should be open to the public. And I think we could make that happen this year by using tobacco settlement money, and then hopefully by next year the city will figure out some master plan and decide if it was a good idea or not to have the gates open. So if you all would talk about that at some point tonight, that would be great. And thank you very much.
All right, thank you. If I might make a suggestion, obviously that's not on the agenda for tonight's meeting, but we can certainly talk about that. I would suggest the Finance Committee might be a place for that to be brought up at the appropriate time.
I agree. The only reason I bring it up is because the beach opened approximately 2 days ago, and the effect so far has been that there are fewer people there than there have been over the past month, because the gates have been open and it was free. And the vendors down there are asking for help. All kinds of people are asking for help because the beach gates are closed and the public's unable to go there. If you did that in Coney Island, people would protest. If you want to make money at the city beach, sell a hot dog to someone. Rent out to a vendor that's going to sell towels or something. Charge for parking that's up close. But don't marginalize people like myself that grew up in Deacontown, and we never went to the city beach. We never got to experience the fun of that Coney Island feel. I just don't think it's smart to put a gate across your #1 asset, especially when the city is now talking of charging more for Canadians. I think that's crazy.
Okay, thank you. As I say, I think the appropriate place is the Finance Committee, that'll be brought up, that'll be up to the chair. Thank you. Anything else? Liaison Reports. Chamber of Commerce, Legislative Auditor.
Thank you, Chairman. The Chamber of Commerce, I attended a meeting at the Chamber, or with the Chamber, in regards to the border opening. Obviously, there's a lot of frustration with it. Included in the meeting were Gary Douglas, 2 members of the Canadian Parliament, and Lee Stefanik was a guest speaker, mostly just going over the details or their concerns, but no actual decisions or anything were made in regards to the progress towards opening. The Chamber is providing technical assistance for new state small business grants. They will be holding a webinar on June 25th for more information. New York State HERO Act Chamber is hosting a webinar on the new New York State HERO Act on June 30th for employers. That should be pretty interesting. And a feather in their cap, the FDI announcement indicated that Plattsburgh and the work of the North Country Chamber of Commerce have been recognized by the FDI magazine, a publication of Financial Times of London, among the top 25 cities in America for foreign direct investment strategy. They ranked 14th, which was pretty high among pretty impressive list of cities. They are working diligently with SkyWest Marketing, with Advanced Media, SkyWest Marketing firm, on 2 campaigns to promote Plattsburgh Airport. The first is a campaign to welcome back their Canadian travelers, and a campaign being worked on now will launch immediately once the border is open. And an inbound travelers campaign in conjunction with DCB to start marketing the Adirondacks and the DC market, and letting potential travelers know they can get to the area directly with PBG and United. Also, as to wrap it up, Pro Bass Fishing Tournament's the first bass tournament, kicks off on July 8th. One of 5 tournaments this year. And the Capital Region campaign with the border closed, they are marketing aggressively down in the Albany area to get, since they're not coming from the south, try to get them from the north, or not coming from the north, try to get them from the south. End of report.
Thank you. Cooperative Extension, Legislator Timmons.
Yes, things are going well there. The in-person programs are starting back up. We will be looking for a new director. Mary is going to be done by the end of the year. If anybody knows of somebody that may be a good spot for that, to contact Henry Florence. He's our chairman of the board, and it's a pretty good spot. Hopefully we can do it and fill it locally.
Okay. Kim, discipline review, nothing right now, right? Grievance as well. Intercounty, Legislator Waldron.
Yes, so tomorrow is Clinton County's day to show off Clinton County. I hope the people here, and the legislators here at Benetton enjoy our little corner of the Adirondacks. It should be fun.
If anybody needs details, let us know. I believe we're starting the day at Legislator Timmons General Store.
And you there?
What time? 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock.
I'm sorry, is there some kind of shuttle going from here, or what's happening?
No, no,
So we're all just meeting out there?
correct. And then Patty, maybe you could talk about the program.
Yeah, sure. So at 10 o'clock, we'll be meeting at Rob's Adirondack General Store, Blackbrook General Store. Then 10:30, we will go and see a hydro plant and listen to the concerns of hydro in the Adirondacks. And then by 11:30 noon, we will be at the Douglas's Beach House in Blackbrook, where the meeting and lunch will happen.
Okay, thank you. LCLG Regional Planning Board, Legislators Kretzer or Hughes, and/or Hughes.
No report.
Do you agree with that, Mr. Hughes?
Thank you.
Soil and Water, Legislators Perrier and/or Dennis.
We did get the new hydroseeder in that basically was supplied by a grant. And we're actually turning over the old hydroseeder to the Clinton County Highway Department. I think it's gonna be a good use for them because typically their schedule doesn't always fit soil and water's schedule for hydroseeding. This way they'll have their own machine, they'll be able to just go out and take care of it and do it as they need to do it. And hopefully that's gonna be a good fit and also give 2 machines for the county basically to be taking care of soil and erosion.
Thank you. Workforce Development Board, Legislator Kretzer.
No report.
Staff member reports, Ms. Keller.
I would like to request a brief executive session just to give the legislature updates on a couple of litigation and enforcement matters as well as some contractual matters.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Joel?
Very quickly, if you didn't hear, we received a notice from the Association of Counties this afternoon that reads, "Dear County official, today the governor announced the end of the statewide public health emergency effective June 24, 2021. So you can all take solace in the fact that the state's state of emergency is ending tomorrow. And we look forward to a robust reopening here in Clemson County. Secondly, and along those lines, Kim and I, along with the Treasurer's Office, continue to make progress on the determination of our ARPA funds. And we have identified through our AUD, working with the Treasurer, a considerable amount of what we consider lost revenue because of COVID and using the Treasury guidelines. So it looks as though that money will legitimately go into the county coffers, and we will have the ability then to spend it on items outlined in the Treasury guidance. But the lost revenue calculation at this point has been done. That's all I have to say.
Okay, thank you. Just a quick note, last night I participated in a Zoom meeting that was put on by Clinton County Soil and Water through Legislator Timmons and Legislator Perrier. They sit on that board. And it was regarding, with New York State DEC regarding gypsy moth and the infestation up here. DEC is well aware of it. They're up in the area looking at it. They're going to have an overflight, I think in July sometime, to see what's going on. So they are aware of it. They are tracking it. They're taking pictures of it. But as of right now, they have no plans to do anything about it. I think, to be fair, that it's maybe too late now to do anything for this year anyhow. However, there might be something that they can do next year. So in that regard, I've had conversation with DEC. I talked to actually Assemblyman Jones this morning. I will be reaching out to Senator Dan Stack to see if we can't come up with some plan for next year, if that makes sense with DEC. So it will be an ongoing conversation. And I spent, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours last night, again, talking about that. So, any questions on that before we move on to the resolutions? Yes, sir.
I just have one thing to say before we did resolutions.
What's that?
I just had one thing to say before we did resolutions.
Yes, go ahead.
I just wanted to take 1 minute to, I guess, inform you all that this will be my last in-person meeting before I go to court on the 6th of July for my sentencing. As you'll remember, I left the county this winter when I was on probation, so I wasn't supposed to. So I might be facing jail time for that. And between now and then, I'll be working hard as usual on all the committees, as I will be if I am forced to do so from an unfortunate location such as Clinton County Jail. But I will be active, and maybe we will avoid that. We'll see what happens. Anyway, more news as of July 6th.
Okay. Resolutions. Before voting on the resolutions, I want to note that the majority of the resolutions have been thoroughly discussed by the appropriate committees, and the legislature is taking action tonight based in large part on the recommendation of those committees. Mr. Zerlo, would you please read the titles of the resolutions to be acted upon?
Certainly. Resolution 435, authorizing contract amendment with Wells Communication, Buildings and Grounds.
Motion, Legislator Timmons, second, Legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Ms. Perrier?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 436, authorizing contract with Bob's Instant Plumbing, Buildings and Grounds.
Motion, Legislator Timmons, second, Legislator Henry. Discussion. Roll call.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Ms. Perrier?
Yes.
I think I'm doing that backwards.
Yeah. You want me to step up there?
I like this girl more all the time.
Resolution 437, awarding bids for 2021 Government Center roof replacement project, Buildings and Grounds.
Motion, Legislator Timmons, second, Legislator Perrier. Discussion. Roll call.
Just want to, on the discussion, I apologize.
This is a discussion.
Yeah, I know. Under roll call. I was focused on my roll call.
Oh, okay.
This is as we discussed at Buildings and Grounds, and I believe Finance, that this project is going to be funded, from the ARPA funds. Once we pay an amount of money in the lost revenue category, that can be then used for this type of project. So this is a project that we delayed solely due to COVID last year, so I believe it's a prudent use of that money. These are the types of things that over the next 4 years, we may be having conversations with the board on expenditure, but this one was planned, so we essentially did a master plan project this year, as well as fully funding what was going to be last year's master plan project.
Okay, thank you.
Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Carried. Resolution 438, authorizing out-of-state travel, Plattsburgh International.
Motion legislator Hall, second legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Resolution 439, authorizing the purchasing agent to award the bid to acquire snow removal equipment, Plattsburgh International.
Motion legislator Hall, second legislator Perrier. Discussion?
Just want to point out that again, the local share associated with this purchase is covered under CARES Act funding.
Yes, sir. Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Resolution 440, authorizing the purchasing agent to award the bid for environmental mitigation, perimeter fence and access road removal, construction project, Plattsburgh International.
Motion legislator Hall, second legislator Potter. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Resolution 441, awarding bid for the rehabilitation of taxiway A pavement in general aviation apron, Phase 1, Plattsburgh International.
Motion legislator Hall, second legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Resolution 442, authorizing contract amendment with Wells Communications, Plattsburgh International.
Motion legislator Hall, second legislator Perrier. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Resolution 443, authorizing indigent legal services plan enhancement grant acceptance to sign council.
Motion legislator Castine, second legislator Hall. Discussion?
This is the grant that fully funds the Public Defender's Office. This is, I believe, year 3 of 5, and all signs are positive that this money continues for, I lied to you 5 years ago, which I would never do.
Yeah, I know that. We know that.
Very, very good. We continue to get kudos from the Office of Indigent Legal Services on our recognition that creation of that office was a good thing. So, Mr. Martineau and his entire team are doing a good job.
Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Carried. Resolution 444 has been withdrawn. Resolution 445, authorizing contract with Outdoor Art, District Attorney's Office, Child Advocacy Center.
Motion legislator Castine, second legislator Perrier. Discussion? Yes. Yep.
I just want to say what a great partnership this has been with Outside Art, the group that's been doing murals throughout Plattsburgh, and I think it's great that they're teaming up with Child Advocacy Center to bring some color to the Arizona Ave office, which is on the old base. And they've done a lot of good work in the past, and they seem like they're going to keep doing more and more.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Resolution 446, authorizing contract with Les Cosgrove, District Attorney's Office, Child Advocacy Center.
Motion legislator Castine, second legislator Potter. Discussion?
Yeah, sorry, I'm not sure if it matters,
It
but.
does, I just corrected it, we'll do it as administrative
Okay,
change.
okay, thank you.
Anything else? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Resolution 447 has been withdrawn this evening. Resolution 448, authorizing contract amendment with the New York State Prosecutors Training Institute Incorporated, District Attorney's Office.
Motion legislator Castine, second legislator Waldron. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 449, authorizing contract with Health Direct Pharmacy, AKA Kinney Drugs, Sheriff's Department.
Motion legislator Castine, second legislator Hall. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 450, authorizing contract with Verizon Connect, Sheriff's Department.
Motion legislator Castine, second legislator Perrier. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 451, authorizing multi-year contract amendment with Champaign Valley Advertising Agency, Clinton County Public Transit.
Motion legislator Kretzer, second legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Walden?
Yes.
Carried.
Resolution 452, authorizing an engineering services agreement with Barton and Lejudas DPC for the reconstruction of the Military Turnpike, Ruger Street intersection, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer, second, legislator Potiker. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 453, authorizing contract with American Salt Company LLC to supply and deliver coarse rock salt and treated salt, Highway Department.
Motion, legislator Kretzer, second, legislator Conroy. Discussion?
This, I apologize, Chairman Bill. This contract, legislator Kretzer continues the current rate for this commodity at the same rate that we currently pay. And just so you know, in case you're talking to your municipalities, this does include a piggyback clause that allows your townships as well as the city of Plattsburgh to buy off this contract.
Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 454, authorizing the county treasurer to adjust appropriation and corresponding revenue for the Consolidated Local Street and Highway Improvement Program, Highway.
Motion, legislator Kretzer, second, legislator Conroy. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 455, authorizing the county treasurer to increase appropriation and corresponding revenue for the mental health clinic program, mental health and addiction.
Motion, legislator Hughes, second, legislator Castine. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Resolution 456, authorizing the county treasurer to adjust appropriation and corresponding revenue for various Office for the Aging grants, Office for the Aging.
Motion, legislator Perrier, second, legislator Hughes. Discussion? Roll call.
Mr. Perrier?
Yes.
Ms. Waldron?
Yes.
Carried. You have no 13.2, right? Does anyone have anything else come before the legislature? I will entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So,
Motion by legislator Hall, second by legislator Perrier. All in favor? Opposed? Anyone not involved in the executive session? Is that we're in a regular session. If there's nothing further to discuss by the legislature, I would entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting. Motion to adjourn by legislator Potiker. I have a second by legislator Hughes. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. We are adjourned. Thank you all very much.